Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of HR Book Club, which is when I, Francesca DeMeglio, the editor of HR Exchange Network, take you down through the HR Summer Reading List 2023. I break down each title and let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly. Today, we're talking about Remote Not Distant, Design a Company Culture that will help you thrive in a hybrid workplace by Gustavo Razzetti. And this one is all good. What intrigued me about this book from the beginning is the fact that many employers are pushing back on work from home and remote work in general. And this book's title seemed a lot more promising, a lot more hopeful, and a lot more welcoming. And I was right. Remote not distant certainly sounds like my own situation and the experience I have had with my own teammates at work. So, anyway, it provides step by step instructions on how to build a hybrid workplace that includes remote workers. And there are 5 steps in the plan. I will just read them out to you. The first step is resetting the culture, which obviously is easier said than done. But Razzetti gives you instruction on how to go about doing this. Step 2 is challenge the idea of alignment. And what this was really getting at first, I was a little unclear, but what it was really getting at is making your team part of the process, asking questions, making them help you decide how you structure things. Obviously, if people have a stake in what's happening and they feel like they were part of the decision making, it's more possible that things are going to work out for you. I think HR's new mantra should be treating everyone like grown-ups and seeing what happens, because that does seem to be when they have the most success. Step 3 is focus on belonging. And this is where, we talk about belonging as part of our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging efforts. And really, this is where everything seems to come together. You know, these are all things that have to be done in tandem with one another. They can't be done in silos. And so, having a focus on belonging, it's not just a checkbox on your diversity strategy. It's also how you're going to make remote work possible. It's also how you're going to get retention higher. It's also how word of mouth is going to spread about the culture that you've developed, and you'll have recruitment that is better. So these things are all related, is what I'm saying, I guess. And the book points that out. Step 4, you can deep dive into 6 modes of collaboration, which are really talked about in the book and explained in the book. And step 5 is how to increase speed, adaptability, and decision making. There are exercises to help you, so it's quite interactive and really helpful to someone who's going through that process. And this is a way for the whole process of developing the remote work and hybrid work schedule and structure to adapt to your unique needs, your organization's situation, since all of them are going to be different. And one of the things I really appreciated is Razzetti's depiction of culture and strategy and how they work together. A lot of times, which he points out in the book by using different often used phrases and basically busting the myths of them, we kind of think that those things are mutually exclusive, and they're really not. So the quote that I like to take from the book is, culture and strategy are not rivals, they're 2 sides of the same coin. A strong culture amplifies a strong strategy, but it won't do you any good without the right strategy. You need both. So the point is that you can't have one without the other. And yes, it's great to create this positive workplace, but you also have to have a strategy so that you know how to maximize what you've created with that positive culture. So, truly, this book is about developing a workplace with a foundation of psychological safety, which means belonging, courageous conversations, and collaboration, the right kind of collaboration, are all top priorities and regular happenings. This is part of the DNA of the organization, according to this book. And Razzetti includes different examples from different companies, which is really helpful. And I found the ones mentioned in the fifth step chapter toward the end of the book to give that bit of encouragement that is needed for those sticking with remote work and trying hard to make remote work work. And I appreciated that because right now it does seem like everyone is turning against remote work. And as someone who's done that, who's been working remotely since 2004, I know it's possible. I know you can have a strong, rich culture. You can have great relationships with your colleagues, and it doesn't have to be, all or nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that we have to just abandon this idea of workplace transformation and working from anywhere because there's some naysayers out there. There are ways to do it properly, and Razzetti gives you some steps to follow to do just that. So I hope you'll read the book, get in touch with me, and let me know what you think, what you thought was the most helpful, and keep track of our book reviews and the summer reading list as we go through it the rest of this summer, 2023. Good reads for all, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.